Domination. Domination. That is the only word I can think of when it comes to today's game. I know it was against Tennessee, so it kind of feels like cheating, but this game was never close. This game was never close. I know in the first half, it was kind of close. You know, it was 10-7 at one point, but then the Colts opened up a little bit, and it was 17-7 going into the half. But after that, the Colts just did whatever they wanted. They did whatever they wanted. And it was just a complete win today. It was a complete win. So let's talk about it. So I'll start off with the offense. So Daniel Jones, again, great performance. I think he's the only player, from what I heard from the broadcast today, which we'll talk about toward the end. But Daniel Jones, from what I heard, I think he's the only player or only quarterback this year to throw for at least 200 yards and 2 touchdowns this season. No other quarterback has done that. If I'm getting the stat correct. No other quarterback has done that. He is very efficient with the football. Doesn't turn the ball over that much. Doesn't throw the ball in harm's way. He just manages the game very well. And that's kind of what I was expecting from him coming into the year. Is he the most phenomenal, flashy quarterback? I don't really think so. But he's doing what he has to do. And he's helping us win football games. And that's probably the best thing you can ask for. Michael Pittman, good performance. Got a score. That insane catch when there was a DPI. The defender was draped all over him, but Pittman came down with the ball anyway. That was pretty good. Trying to think about it. I think Downs also got us a score, so that was pretty good. So the receivers were pretty good. Tyler Warren didn't score a touchdown today on National Tight End Day. What a joke. What a joke National Tight End Day is. It's like, why do we even need that day? Why do we even need it? I know George Kittle started it, and I know he's a great tight end. But why do we need that day? The best tight end we have right now is engaged to, and dare I say is married to, right now, the biggest pop star in the world. We don't need a National Tight End Day. Just get rid of it and forget it ever existed. But I decided to go on that tangent, but that's besides the point, though. Just get rid of National Tight End Day. Just stop celebrating like it. Cut that out. But anyway, that's besides the point. But Warren was pretty good. Had strong hands. Was able to bring down the balls when he had to. Such a stud. Yeah, all of the offense did really well. The line held up. Sure, there were some penalties, but it didn't really hold us back. So that was fine. Well, penalties aren't fine, but they didn't cost us in the end on certain drives. So it wasn't the end of the world. The offense did well today. But Jonathan Taylor. I said it last week, and I'll say it again. He is an MVP candidate. And dare I say it, he is the NFL MVP right now. I'm serious. 3 straight games with 3 touchdowns against the same opponent, which I'm guessing is Tennessee. I believe this is his 3rd game this year with 3 touchdowns, either on the ground or through the air. So basically 3 hat tricks. There's no close second right now. There's nobody in the same area, the same stratosphere as Jonathan Taylor is right now. If he's not the MVP, he at the very least is Offensive Player of the Year. And no other player comes close. He is that good. He is that good. I can't say enough about him. He is one of, if not the biggest reason why the Colts are finding so much success. It's just incredible. But now we need to start talking about the defense. There were some things that concerned me last week with the Chargers, and there were still some today, especially in the first half. The defense was kind of slow to start off. You know, they were able to make some good plays, but they were letting the Titans do well on the ground. They were letting Cam Ward hit all of his receivers. They even allowed a touchdown in the first half when it was 10-7, when the game was, still beginning and it was kind of close. The pass rush was able to get there. But the secondary, it's concerning. It's kind of concerning me a little bit. The way they were able to let DK, Iomatter, and Van Jefferson, and some of these other receivers go down the field and let Cam Ward hit those receivers, it's kind of concerning. And I know we did not have Travarius Ward, which could have helped out the secondary. I'm not sure when he's going to come back, but he will definitely help out that secondary for sure. But as of right now, the secondary is very concerning. But then the second half came along and, some of the concerns, they were still kind of there. But the defense definitely tidied up, got a few sacks, definitely stopped the Titans where we had to. Even came up with an interception in the red zone when it was like 4th and goal. Ward throws into the end zone and it gets picked off by Chris Lamont. That was pretty good. But by that point, the game was kind of out of reach because, Jonathan Taylor is just that guy. It's just phenomenal. So while the defense, it did struggle in the first half, it definitely got better as the game went on. They definitely locked down, and they were able to do what they had to. So that was pretty good to see. Special teams, not really much to say Although Rigoberto Sanchez, the broadcast kept making a bunch of jokes about the punting team. The Colts, they had 12 punts all season coming into today. Just 12. That was it. The Colts got a third of that number today, which isn't bad, but we definitely got some laughs out of it. Just the whole thing of, Rigoberto Sanchez doesn't really see the field that much. It must be very boring down there. Stuff like that. It's fine. If we're not punting the football, I don't see that as a bad thing. That means we're moving the ball well. We're converting where we have to. And we do so well on drives that punting the football isn't necessary. So while we're not punting the football, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But we do get some laughs out of it. So, at least there's that. Kicking game was pretty good. I think Badgley had, the one kick he had at the beginning of the game. But then after that, it was 5 touchdown drives. So there's that. So kicking game was fine. All that kind of stuff. So, like I said, this Colts team is legit. I know it was against Tennessee. It was against the Titans. They're 1-6, now 1-7. They just fired their head coach. They're not in a good spot right now. In fact, if I did my power rankings right now, I'd have the Titans as the worst team in football. At least with the Jets, they actually earned their first victory of the season. Like, they fought hard. And despite a horrible, god-awful Cincinnati defense, the Jets were able to capitalize. And they were able to come back, and they won the game. Good for them. It's going to probably mess up their draft prospects, their draft pick, but hey, at least you got to win. The Titans don't really have that. The only reason they won that game against the Cardinals was just because the Cardinals just forgot how to play football. It's like they were playing a completely different sport in that loss to Tennessee. So the Titans basically got a win on a silver platter. Like, it was gift wrapped to them. They didn't deserve to win that game. They had no business being anywhere near competitive in that game. But yet the Cardinals are so bad, and they're such a failure of a franchise, that the Titans won. Not really on their own merits. So the Titans don't really have that going for them. If that Cardinals game doesn't happen, they're still winless. They beat 0-8 after today, which is about what I would have expected. The Titans just suck. They have nothing going for them. They have, obviously, Cam Ward. They're trying to develop him. DK looks a little bit good. They had Jeffrey Simmons, who was out today. He wasn't playing. The Colts definitely took advantage of that. But outside of that, the Titans have nothing. They have nothing. And it's just tough for that team right now. It is very, very tough. Doesn't matter for me as a Colts fan. I'm not complaining about it. We're 7-1. We're riding high. And, the easiest part of our schedule is over. like all the teams that we're expected to beat or at least be competitive with, we won those games. In the case of the more competitive games, we were able to pull them out. In the case of the Chargers, blew them out. In the case of like the Raiders, the Titans twice, the Dolphins, blew them out. Cardinals, yeah, they're a bad team, but it was a tough fight, I will admit. But at least we won those games. We're expected to win those games. Now we need to prepare ourselves. This is where our schedule starts to go Wamo Kablamo Insano style. It's going to get a lot tougher. Going to Pittsburgh next week. It's not going to be easy. Just got done with Sunday night, so they just lost, and they were down 16 in the second half before that touchdown before the 2-minute warning. So we know that they're vulnerable. We know that they can struggle at times on offense, especially. So yeah, the Colts will definitely be battle tested for sure. I'm just really hoping that the Colts can pull out a win. It's in Pittsburgh. It's a place that the Colts haven't won in since 2008. I was just shy of turning 4 years old. It was during a time where I had no idea that football existed. I was still in preschool. Some nights I would parade around my family's living room and reenact like the first half or the first act of the Polar Express movie. And my brother was still in diapers. That's how long ago it was. It's been a long time. Now, I know we've done pretty well against Pittsburgh, especially 2 years ago in 2023. In 2024, it was competitive, but we ultimately pulled it out. But Pittsburgh is a completely different beast. At least when we beat Pittsburgh the last 2 times, it was on our own turf. So we were able to beat them that way. Pittsburgh is completely different. It's outside. It's going to be cold. It's going to be the start of November. And the crowd is going to be loud. Like, it is completely different than Indianapolis. So I'm hoping the Colts can pull it out. Now, if I had to guess for the broadcasting crew we're going to get, it's going to be on CBS. And then right after that, it's going to be the Chiefs-Bills game, Chiefs-Buffalo. After that game, that's going to be the National 425 on CBS. It's a standalone, actually. That's going to get the Nance Romo treatment, so we're not going to get them. When I saw the promos, I saw that the Colts-Steelers game was at the top of the list, and then all the other games were below it. So if I had to guess, because it was at the top of the 1 o'clock window, my guess is that we're going to get Ian Eagle and J.J. Watt. I'll take it. That'd be incredible. Just thinking about Ian Eagle getting Colts games, I think he got, if my memory serves me right, he only got 2 Colts games to call between 2020 and 2024. Just 2 in the last 5 seasons. He's already called 2 Colts games in the last 3 weeks, assuming he'll be on the assignment in Pittsburgh. I said it last week. I love Andrew Catalon, who we had for the Colts game today. I love Spiriditas. I love them both. But I'm just glad that the Colts are getting new pairs of announcers every week. It's been great to see. I said it before, and I'll say it again. And I'm glad the game is on CBS. So I don't have to deal with Fox. So that's good. So, all in all, Colts 7-1, riding high right now. We're going to march into Pittsburgh, and it's going to be a really interesting game. So, hoping Colts can pull it out in Pittsburgh. And we'll just keep moving forward. So, that's really all I can say. So, Colts 7-1. We're about to go to Pittsburgh. And Tree, you're getting Tree. I'm hoping that it's the Colts and not the Steelers who go to Super Bowl.